Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel, A Moment with Monica, where you can be equipped, encouraged, and empowered through the Word of God. My name's Monica, and welcome back to another video. Today's video, as you guys can see by the title, Sisterhood, Community, Overcoming Loneliness and Trauma, and Friendships and Relationships. Yeah, friendships. So, I realized this past week how important it is. I mean, I think I knew, but like really, really seeing how my friends came through for me this week, how important it is to just open yourself up to love and friendships again. Open yourself up to sisterhood, to community, to having people by your side. I think for me, after being in relationships where I've been always the giver, always the one like feeling like I had to like go above and beyond, like wanting to do it out of love and just out of the kindness of my heart, but like being taken advantage of most of the time because it was like I was giving like 80 or 90, sometimes even 100%. Like I'm talking about staying up at night. I'm talking about praying. I'm talking about just going out of my way, like even living way outskirts of like where the person would be, and like pouring into the person and pouring into like just driving and getting them what they needed when they needed it. So I feel like for me, it kind of like having those relationships like end the way that they did, it kind of put me like put a bad taste in my mouth because it was like, dang, I done experienced all the church hurt. Then I experienced all these friendships hurt. Like, what is it? I don't think I want any more friends. I think I'm good. I want to be a loner. I'm good by myself. Like, I'm good. It's all me. Bad all by myself, right? Like the movie, Tyler Perry's movie. But then, like in those 2 years, as God was healing my heart from like around 2022, 2023, and God doing whatever, all the things that He needed to do in 2024, I can honestly say, thank God that God had to like knock those doors down, knock those walls down in my heart, because I have the most amazing friends. I have the most amazing community. I'm so thankful for them. Like, I absolutely love them. And I'm not one, like, I show my affection in different ways. I'm not a physical touch person. I'm not. It's just not my thing. I'm definitely more of a words of affirmation, and also like I'd rather do and like give. But I'm telling you, I'm so thankful. So like this past week, which is why last week I wasn't here on YouTube teaching and everything. And then I think the week before I didn't get to do a talk through it Thursday. I wasn't feeling well. And then I got some really tough news. My family and I got some tough news. And we were processing it. And when I tell you, my friends, the text messages, the phone calls, like taking me out, making sure I don't stay inside the house, because it was like back to back to back things happening. And I was just like, God, like, what is it? Like, you ever get to that point where you're like, God, I'm doing what you told me to do. I'm like showing up, I'm doing everything. And then all hell starts breaking loose. Yeah. Yeah. So I was just like in a little bit of a rut. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is too much. But knowing that I'm not going to give up, but knowing that like you have your days and you do have your moments because life is challenging. And when I tell you, my friends just pulled up, they pulled up. Like, I got a phone call, and the girlies were praying. The girlies were praying. The girls from crew, my friends, like this, my sisters were. They were here. They were here. The community was here, and it really helped me. Like, it changed my atmosphere, changed like the way that I was feeling, my spirit. I felt strengthened. I felt strong, and I'm just like, if it wasn't for like the way that they push me, encourage me, and support me, I probably wouldn't be back on YouTube. I more than likely probably would be hiding in the cave and in my shell. So I thank God for great friends. I thank God for good people. And so I just want to encourage you to like open up your heart again. I remember praying and like, God, bring the kingdom friendships and relationships like in due season in my apartment. 2 years, no physical home church, watching church online, going to work and going home, like being a homebody, dealing with loneliness, but like not wanting to come out of my shell because I was really badly hurt. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna go into deep detail about what I experienced. Like, I'm not one to like expose or do any of that stuff. Unless it was something that was like crazy that like I need to warn people about. But I felt like I had like all of that, like relationships, community, And when it came tumbling down at the age of 23, I said, oh. And then it kept getting worse and worse. I said, oh. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And then like friendships where like I was giving, and then the way that it ended, the way that I was ghosted, the way that I was left, the way that like I was just like, well, dang God, like what did I do? What's wrong with me? I know I've taken accountability, and I've talked about it in my video, where I've taken accountability, my video about Jezebel and like the narcissist and things like that, because I've taken accountability in like making those relationships an idol, those friendships, and like pouring more into them than doing what God has called me to do, and loving on God than being about my father's business, but like making those friendships an idol and taking accountability in that way. But so yeah, I've taken that accountability, but I'm telling you, like, it's not easy to give your all and then like be left and be feeling like, okay, like underappreciated, unappreciated, just feeling like, dang, like I don't want to give my heart away anymore. And you know what it's like. You know, if you've been in like a romantic relationship, even the type of heartbreak, but like friendships could be even like more heartbreaking. Like, dang, I thought you were my sister. I thought like we were cool. I thought we had each other's back. Like, what happened? And sometimes to be left with like no explanation. I think the last friendship, like there was really no explanation, and I was just like, God, I don't need no besties, I don't need no friends, I'm good, like I'm good. But in God healing me in the time that he did this year, when I tell you, and me like opening myself up and just receiving love, giving love, like I'm just so thankful. I just wouldn't be the Monica that I am right now. I feel like it having the right friends helps you like to have even more confidence in yourself. Like having people praying for you. Like I don't think I had friends who were like praying for me like that, like together, like here and there, yeah, but I'm talking about daily praying for you. I'm talking about checking in. I'm talking about making sure you get yourself out of the house when you're in a rut. I'm talking about like just being there, just their presence being there. Like I've had sleepovers again, and I'm like 27. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. Like I'm just thankful, and I know that if God could do it for me, like God could do it for you. So if you're on the fence and you're like, God, I'm so tired of waiting for my kingdom friendships. I'm tired of waiting for community. I'm tired of like going through it back to back to back, like losing friends. I feel like in our early 20s, we're going to lose friends. You change, you grow, you become a different person. Like you are being molded and shaped to be who God has always called you to be. So you're going to lose people along the way. And honestly, waiting for the right friends can be like tough and challenging. And then like you feel like you're losing patience, but don't settle. I'm telling you right now, do not settle for the wrong friends. Do not settle for the people just because you want somebody around. Allow yourself to go through that healing. Allow God to, I wouldn't say isolate you, but sometimes God puts us in a season where he just has to take away the stuff that in our hearts and the barriers, the blockage, everything that would like be an obstacle for the people that he wants to place in your life. Because honestly, if God didn't take those 2 years to clean me up and kind of like tear down these walls that I've had, I was like I did not trust people. I'm like, every time somebody came, who are you? Like, what are your plans? What are you doing? I was on the fence, guard up. And I still have to ask myself all the time, is this trauma? Is this offense? Are you really feeling this? Or is this imagination? Because when you've been hurt, you do have to go through a series of tests with yourself so that you don't sabotage your relationships. You need to ask yourself the right questions like, homegirl, are you okay? This is not a bad thing. This is not horrible. Like, you need to chill out. It's in your head, especially if you're an overthinker like myself. And so, honestly, wait on God. He's going to send you the right people at the right time, and allow him to heal your heart and be honest with him, because those friendships that ended the way that they did, it did set me up for the spirit of rejection. It did set me up for like me not trusting people. It wanted to keep me lonely, depressed, and sad, and isolation. And when I tell you, when God was like, okay, Monica, you're going to go back to church, I'm going to give you a church home. And when I started going to my church, I went full force in. Like I started serving, I started like being a part of a crew. And the reason why is because I knew that if I didn't force myself into serving, I wouldn't stay at the church. I would run away. So force yourself. Get out. Don't let yourself talk yourself out of it. When they invite you somewhere, just go. Just go. I know you don't want to go, but just go. Okay, I would be driving from Boca to Miami back to back, and it's a drive. It's a drive. It was a drive. But now I'm reaping the benefits. Like the harvest is here, and the harvest is I have the most amazing friends. The harvest is we're growing together. Like the way that we are just like we fast together, we pray together, we check in, like we are here, like we're doing life together, and I'm grateful for it. And I know that I can trust these people, and I know that if anything were to happen and we were to go our separate ways, like I understand that it wouldn't end the way that the other relationships, that like friendships I had ended, because like there's just a way, like I feel like there's like a maturity. So as you mature and as God brings people who are mature like in your life, it's just different. Like if we don't talk too much for a season or something, all right, we're in different seasons, things are happening, different things are happening in our lives, but at least like we're mature about it. And so I don't know, I'm just grateful, and I just really want to share that for anyone who's on the fence. Like open up your heart and watch God bring the right people to you. And to be honest, if you don't open up your heart, you'll never know, because in this life, we just got to take a risk. Okay, I took a risk joining a team and serving. I took a risk going to crew. I took a risk, but the risk, like the benefits now, like I'm like, okay, like I have the most amazing community. I have the most amazing friends. And I needed that. God knew I needed that, because this season of my life is called God, What Are You Doing and Why? This season of my life is literally no joke. There's a lot going on, but like I have people who I can be like, girl, I am not feeling it. I am not having it. Like, and they are here for me, and I'm here for them. And you know what? What God had to do too is make sure that I wouldn't idolize those friendships, but He also had to make sure that I would be a good friend too, right? Because hurt people. And if you've been burned, if you've been ghosted, if you've been hurt by friends and community, all right, you might have some heart issues, and you might not know it, but like your attitude, your heart posture, it just might repel people away from you, and God doesn't want that. So God had to make sure that I was ready to also be a good friend. I can't be asking for good friends and I'm not a good friend. Can't be asking for kingdom friendships and I'm not. And so I'm thankful. Even like being burned by like leaders and like people that you trusted, like even that God had to heal me from. And now like, okay, I have great leaders. I have leaders that communicate, leaders who are mature. Like thank God. Thank God. So I just want to share that. I won't say life is always perfect, and you never know because seasons may change and things like that. But I am grateful for where I'm at, and I'm grateful that I let God do the soul work. So I just kind of wanted to share that a little bit, because there are friends who stick closer than a brother, and I'm happy. I'm happy that I have those friends, and I'm happy that I get to do life with them, and I'm happy that no matter, like I feel like I've gone through so many seasons in the past year that I've known my friends. I feel like it's been in like a year and a half, and been a part of my church community. I've gone through so many ups and downs. I feel like it was like more downs, but like them being able to see me in my authenticity, like in my vulnerability, and not like turning away, has helped me to, trust them and open up more, and like just be available. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I'm grateful. I'm so grateful, because you need those friends that like no matter what season, like you can be authentic, like you can be yourself. My friend was like, one of my friends was telling me, she was like, if you need space, just let us know, but know that we're here for you. And I'm like, I got you, I got you. And I didn't take space because I can. Okay. So you have to know yourself, and um you have to know yourself, and you have to know that sometimes you can go in your shell, sometimes you can isolate, and sometimes you can run from the right people, and that could be due to trauma, generational trauma. That could be due to generational rejection, spirit of rejection, abandonment issues. But you have to know that. If I don't know who I am, if I don't know my past, if I don't make peace with my past, I'm always going to be running from something. I'm going to be running from someone. I'm going to be running from covenant relationships. I'm going to be running from friendships, I might be running from my future spouse, because if I, or I'm going to be running into the counterfeits, the wrong people, right? Because if I don't know myself, and if I don't have an idea, first I have to know God. And if I don't know God and I don't know myself, then I can't work on being who I was called to be. So you have to know yourself. And if you're asking God, like, when am I going to get the friends? And when am I going to, like, have you sat down and talked to God about yourself? Like, have you gotten to sit in the presence with the Lord and let Him talk to you, about some of your shortcomings, about some of the things that you need to work on? Maybe your attitude, maybe the way that you perceive things, maybe you're easily offended, maybe behave or act a certain way, or like, I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe you push people away when they say one or two things. Maybe you're one of those people that be like, strike one, strike two, you're out. And you don't give anyone a chance, because we do all make mistakes in friendships. We do make mistakes. We do have to confront each other about things that, that we did that aren't so good. And can God trust you to be honest with yourself, and to take correction? So sisterhood is great, community is great, and God's gonna bring you the right friends at the right time. But you do also have to just be ready, be prepared. In the meantime, prepare. In the meantime, like I said, it was really about 2 years of just kind of dealing with like loneliness, of not having a church home or community, but definitely having an online community through my mentorship program, but like wanting to see, so just have a community like in person, and kind of working through that. And then God finally showed up. And just this past week, like I said, has really shown me who's for me, who has my back, who's like there. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the people who are here. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. And I truly believe that God is good. God is faithful, and He'll show up. So if you're believing in God to trust, like to bring the right people to you, He will. And so I kind of just wanted to share that on Talk Through It Thursday. In the comments, like, let me know, like, where are you in your stage of life when it comes to sisterhood, when it comes to community, when it comes to friendships, even like church community? Like, where are you? Like, what are you on the fence about? And how are you gonna like work through that? So I hope you guys have an amazing day. I have church soon, so I am going to prepare myself. And yeah, so I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye. See you on the next episode of Talk Through It Thursday. Bye.